you are expressing dissatisfaction, it's a dialoguing mechanism. But just also to come to your issue directly, we are not coming with an answer that is prescriptive. We can't prescribe an answer. We have said we are prescribing the mechanism, and the mechanism is a political settlement. Let Zimbabweans fight each other. This business of repeating, disputes around elections, you don't resolve it, you go to another election. You can say, let's wait for 2020, but guess what? We'll have another disputed election in 2020. But between now and 2020, it's going to be fighting. No focus on the economy, focus on slogans. No focus on economics and feeding people. We are focusing on politics. That's done. Let's find each other, find permanent solutions. Right now, they're talking about by-elections. Look at the past 5 years. We had almost, 29 by-elections. We spent, over $30 million. Can you imagine if we had taken that 30 million to give it to our civil servants and to deploy it to our hospitals and to buy ambulances? Just a political decision that is Why should you have by-elections when there's no need for an election? But even the issue of making sure that there's a proper election, we need a window to deal with the toxic environment, to deal with the institutions that are not properly constituted, including ZEC. ZEC must be disbanded. There must be a properly constituted independent electoral board with representatives from all the political parties. So yes, we're not coming forward with an answer. We have our answers, but that's why it is dialogue. We want to dialogue so that we produce a mechanism that transitions our nation to a consensus, finding each other, vision sharing. What is the trajectory for this nation? Where are we going as a people? How do we work together? Even if we don't want to work together, we are sharing the same bed. ZANU, CCC, we are sharing the same bed, and we are the dominant partners. This business of looking onto the wall, this one onto the wall, there won't be production. Asi muchidimbu tiri kuti ma-MP ari kunzi akadzingwa, haana kudzingwa zviri pamutemo, uye spika vakapuhwa information kana kuti umbowo usiriwo, uye vakatora munhu akangobva kwaakabva. Dei tichitaura muchitauro chedu taiti vakangotora chidhura changobva kwachangobva chotonyora kuti zvakati, hazvisi pamutemo. Hatigoni kutora mashoko abva kuchidhura. Mashoko anofana kubva kuboka rakaparticipate kana rakapinda musarudzo. Boka iro ranga rine mutungamiri. Mutungamiri ndiye uno uri kutaura. Vamwe vacho vamuri kuona ndo vanobva kumapazi, kumaprovince akasiyana siyana. Vataura kuti semusangano hatina kumbotora danho iroro. Takutoona sokuti ZANU-PF ine chekuita nedanho irori, nokuti zvaitwa ZANU-PF ikaita chimbi isati yakamboonekwa. Zvepfimbi yagudo yokuti chingati yambotofunirwa yakutotorwa mashuku asati ganga ibva. Saka iyoyo ndo nyaya tiri kutaura kuti zvava zvemutsoro mugodzi matsuro hatidi zvinhu zvakadaro, toda kuti zvinhu zviitwe nemazvo. Saka tinonyorera spika kuti tigadzirise nyaya. Pakuti disengage tiri kuti vanoshanda vari muhurumende vanofana kuti varambe vachitaura nevanhu munharaunda dzavari, asi havasi kuzoenda kunzvimbo dzebasa kusvikira tati nyaya iyi yagadziriswa, senzira yekurakidza kunyunyuta nekusafara nemabatirwo aitwa chinhu, nokuti hatisi kuda kuti munyika muite kumbunyikidzwa kana kubatwa chibharo yatingati state capture yeparliament, capture kana kuti kubatwa chibharo kwedare reparliament nemapato. Hatidi izvozvo, toda kuti zvinhu zvifambe pachena. Saka ndo shoko ratiri kupa iroro tatorichoita kuvatungamiri nenhungamiri dzose dziri pasi rose muno munyika, nokuti vatungamiri kunzvimbo dzakasiyana uye tinoteererwa pane zvatinenge tataura. Nyaya yamataura yokuti tingaita sei kugadzira nyaya yenyika. Nyika ndinogara ndichitaura ndichiti nyika yakafanana nezipi, ine mapoka maviri, mativi maviri. Kutoti zipi ivharike inoda mativi maviri kuti abatane awirirana. Zvino zipi yeZimbabwe yakarutsa. On our MPs, we have disengaged, but withdrawal is also on the cards. And even plunging the country into a deeper crisis, because we already have a constitutional crisis, but there's going to be a worse one if there is no justice on the issues that are at play. We can't allow the same tactic and the same trick to be used twice. We are the CCC. And that will not change. Doesn't matter what ZANU-PF would want to do, or all the shenanigans, the fuzz mechanisms, the plots and everything. The plots that are going to be put in place will not work against us. But Mlondolozi, you say they are senior members. I've said this time and time again. This movement has no hierarchy of senior or junior. This movement was only commenced on the 24th of January. 24th January, I announced to the world that we are commencing the CCC as a tabula rasa movement, starting on a clean slate. We are where we are now. 1 year down the line, we've managed to have 104 MPs. We've managed to field a presidential candidate who beats the incumbent. We've managed to have 33 out of 34 mayors across the whole country. And in a flawed election, in a proper election, we have 2/3 in parliament, with the majority over 70% in terms of the vote. So we are not ashamed of the kind of work we have done, but we don't have the so-called senior members. In fact, there are other people who have ceased being active in the CCC on account of not discharging tasks and roles. It's not a position-based membership, it's tasks and roles. And do you also exist in our membership registers? When you cease to also act in a manner where you execute your task, you also cease being a member. It's in our constitution. So some of the people you think are senior, they may be senior in age, but certainly not senior in the CCC. Can actually, is not the court, but can review. The speaker can review his position, especially if there is a juicing of evidence that he has acted on a false and fraudulent document. This person is fraudulent. So therefore, the speaker has been given the correct information. If he's doubting who CCC is, we are here. We are ready to give more evidence to say this is CCC. There is no CCC outside this body, on earth or in heaven. Heaven is given us as the body on earth to preside over the issues of the CCC. So the MPs you have seen are a product of the careful deployment by this body. So yes, that's not necessarily correct. The speaker can correct this position. Of course, if he wants to take us to court, we have to make a consideration on the basis of the facts that are at play. But we will make sure that we pursue every avenue to make sure that justice is done. We have no problems with people differing with us politically, but don't impose leadership on the CCC. Don't force us to say so and so is your leader. So and so. They tried it with the MDC. We will not allow it with the CCC.
Bayati